Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Pisces for the month of December. I hope everyone is doing well. Please remember that this is a general reading. There may be some parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. Also, I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. Dear Pisces, in the past we've got the Nine of Cups, clarified by the Two of Swords. In the obstacle position, we have the Death, clarified by the Four of Pentacles. In the present position, we have the Hermit, clarified by Justice. And in the future outcome position, we have the Knight of Pentacles, clarified by the High Priestess. In the past position, we have the Nine of Cups, which is generally a positive card. However, this card is a wish card. It is a card of getting what you want and definitely good luck and achievement. Like I mentioned, it's a really positive card, but with age, as we know, comes wisdom, and as time passes, we do realize that perhaps things we wanted in the past is really not what we should have sort of wanted, or it's really not what we should have gotten as well. When you have the Nine of Cups in the past position, it suggests that you may have gotten a victory, but ultimately it kind of created a little bit more problems down the road, if you will. So it's a bit of a hollow victory. It's a card of temptation, is also known to be a card of temptation, suggesting that if you went for that temptation, if you did get it, the power of desire can be, quite strong and quite overwhelming. So it sometimes kind of blinds us from what we truly need and we truly want. So definitely receiving this card in the past suggests that you may have gotten what you wanted, you may have won, you may have had a victory, but ultimately it put you in the situation that you find today, which is, a bit of a hermit, which is really not that great for love. Definitely a little bit of a alone time spending, some time thinking about people and things and past deeds, if you will. Now, the Nine of Cups here is combined with the Two of Swords, which suggests to me, as a result of this victory, you had a bit of a decision to make, and the decision that you did go with, you kind of made it from a point of not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting to kind of upset people or whatnot. There was also some hidden information, as we see, because we've got the moon in this card. But the Two of Swords depicts a person who is feeling anxiety and stress and is not sure which way to sort of go. And sort of this person doesn't want to create any problems for others, or tries to minimize how others sort of are affected by the decision that is made. But ultimately, it's a bit of a tough combination, suggesting that although, you did have victory and you prevailed and you got what you wanted, there was a cost associated with it as well. Now, in the obstacle position, we've got death, and it's clarified by the Four of Pentacles, which kind of mean the same thing, holding on and not wanting to let go. Death is a card, as we know, a card of endings, and it's a card that suggests, when you have it in the obstacle position, it suggests that you don't want the ending to come, so you're doing everything in your power to avoid bringing about the ending. You're holding on to something and refusing to kind of let it end or let it go. It's it could be that you're unable to face loss or failure of some kind. It's basically kind of like standing in the tunnel and having the light right there, but not wanting to come out into the light. So definitely kind of holding on and trying to figure out different possibilities. Now, the Four of Pentacles suggests holding on to most likely something materialistic, and not wanting to let it go, because there may be a little bit of a insecurity that you may be feeling. There may be a little bit of poor self-esteem that you may be feeling. It could be that you are afraid of failure, and that fear can be a little bit overwhelming. This is a major arcana card, and it's interesting because you have a major arcana death card. You also got the Hermit. You also got the High Priestess. And on the tarot wheel, they're kind of towards the bottom. So definitely you're going through a difficult period emotionally, physically, probably as well, mentally, because sometimes when you go through a difficult mental period, it can manifest itself in the physical aspect, where joints hurt and there's headaches and back aches, if you will, as well. It's a difficult card to have in a reading. It suggests that you may be having lack of support, lack of emotional and physical care that you need to be kind of carrying out. It's being stuck in limbo. It's this kind of battle that will only end after a while, after some sort of a decision is made. But in the present position, we have the Hermit, and so we know that ultimately, the ending does come because we get this Hermit. We also have Justice as well. But the Hermit card is a card of self-isolation, kind of feeling alone and thinking about things in life that may have gone a different way, thinking about decisions that were made, thinking about kind of different actions. But what is the most important about the Hermit card, when you receive the Hermit card, it's a call to a higher destiny. It's a privilege to receive, a Hermit card, because it is a card that suggests that you are leveling up as far as wisdom is concerned. The Hermit is a card number 9, which is a card of conclusion. You are leveling up literally, spiritually. You are leveling up metaphysically as well. You are going up higher onto a next step, where you are realizing how things, work perhaps beneath the surface. It could be that you're listening to your inner voice. It could be that a wise person in your entourage, perhaps a mentor, a teacher, an older friend, a coworker, is sort of sharing some of their wisdom with you as well. But when you receive the Hermit card, you are realizing that there are universal laws, that you are not just one being out there. You are part of a universal system of laws. You are part of the universe. You are in alignment with different elements, and sometimes that alignment is not properly done, so the universe then has to realign again. But definitely, the Hermit holds the lamp, which is a universal symbol of light in the middle of darkness. The light, this lamp, this light is actually your beliefs. It is the beliefs that keep you grounded. It's the beliefs that keep you moving forward. It's that belief in things for sure, and things that guide you and have been guiding you. The staff is also, he's relying on his staff, this stick that he's holding on to kind of support him and also help him kind of move the obstacles a little bit away and make sure that he doesn't fall. So it's a secondary support system that helps him move forward in his daily life as well. I mean, the Hermit is crowned with the mind. He's crowned with that wisdom. He's crowned with higher knowledge and realizing that there is important value to having retrospection. There's important value to listening to inner voice because it guides you in the right direction. It also makes you understand that your inner voice is one of the most important, and that you need to shut off the noises around you. What your friends said, what your neighbor said, what your coworker said, what your schoolmates said, whoever it may be. There are people around us who we love, who we appreciate, who do at times support us as well. But it is you who came into this world and you who's going to leave this world. So it's important to focus on your emotions. It's also important to understand reasoning versus emotion versus intuition. It's important to understand which emotions get triggered and how to use different triggers to your advantage, if you will. But I mean, the Hermit is a card of leveling up. It's a difficult energy because a lot of times people are uncomfortable facing themselves, and so we turn on the TV and we go outside and we shop and with this because we want to avoid something that maybe we need to address. And so it is a bit of a difficult reading, Pisces, I will be honest. You've got the Death card, you've got the Hermit card, you also got the High Priestess card. These cards are pointing towards you rather than your circumstances or the people around you. The cards are pointing towards your thoughts, and the divine here is saying that thoughts are an important element of your existence. Thoughts are just as important as your body. And for example, when you sit down to meditate, or when you lie down, sometimes people recommend lying down. Sometimes you don't have time. You can walk and meditate, or sit in a car for 5 minutes and meditate. But the importance is when you meditate, it's important to acknowledge what type of thoughts you're having. Are they negative? Are they positive? Are they neutral? Are they angry? Are they fun, humoristic? The reason you acknowledge them rather than change them is because when you meditate and you try to change your thoughts, you are creating a force. And when you're creating a force, you're creating resistance. So you're kind of standing in the same spot without really moving forward. So it's important to meditate properly. It's important to use techniques of manifestations properly as well. It's important to burn a little bit of sage and get rid of that dark energy, if you will. The Hermit is clarified by Justice, and of course, Justice is another major arcana card, and it's all about equilibrium and sacrifice. The Justice is basically a mediator in the major arcana cards of tarot, and it maintains the balance. And it's important to understand that Justice maintains the balance of all. Even though you may get it in your reading, the purpose of the Justice card is to understand what is important for the highest good of all. It tells us that it's time to grow up and take responsibility for ourselves and our lives and be accountable and realize, that we may not be in alignment with the laws of the universe. The Hermit is also about realizing that the universe is on the inside of you, and realizing that how you feel on the inside is what you're going to see on the outside. So again, it's important to have understanding of your thoughts, because if you have 20 thoughts per day or 100 thoughts per day, and 40 of them are positive but 60 of them are negative, then you're not in alignment, and not in alignment that you want to be anyway. You definitely want to make sure that you neutralize your energy, and there are ways to neutralize energy and ways to kind of increase your vibration. But number one thing is you never suppress emotion. If you are feeling negative thoughts and negative emotions, there's a reason. You have to address that reason, which I think is what is not happening here. You are not wanting to address something. And with the High Priestess, that is a card of the subconscious. What is in your subconscious? What's in there? Have you, addressed it? Have you kind of looked at it? Have you focused on it? In order, subconscious is kind of really deep, so you have to dig, 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 and digging takes work, and people get tired and sweaty and everything. It gets difficult, but the subconscious contains fears that may continue to keep you prisoner if you do not address them. But justice, getting back to justice, it suggests to me that you need to pay attention to what you do, but also to what you think, because your emotions obviously allow certain things to come into your life, and your emotions keep other things out of your life. It's definitely about cause and effect. Where you find yourself today is a result of the past events that have taken place and that may have affected you. So focusing on easy victories, or perhaps victories that are not easy, but that are based on, materialistic things, that may kind of affect things down the road in not such a wonderful way. So you have to kind of understand that there is, a universal law, and in the universe, things have to be aligned. Otherwise, it creates tension and stress. Things break and fall, and that is not a good thing. I mean, the Justice card is the card of cause and effect. So as a result, you may have not addressed something in the past, which is why you may have a little bit of a moment of retrospection in the month of December. And it's definitely, holidays can be not just jolly, but they can also be difficult. Holidays bring sometimes certain memories up, certain feelings up, certain emotions, and it's important to hang in there. It's important to take small steps in order to kind of get back on track and towards your goals and towards your dreams. This is a little bit of a down moment. This is a little bit of a kind of a delay in getting what you want and getting closer to your dream, but it's an important delay. It's an important kind of pause in order to address things that need to be addressed. In the future outcome position, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is really wonderful. Good news are on the way. Towards the end of December, major shifts are going to happen. I was talking to one of an astrologist that I know. She's actually from England, and she was telling me that there's going to be gigantic shifts, especially around the 14th and 15th of December, but most of all the 21st of December. So, when I asked her for advice, she said the best thing to do is to practice self-care, to focus on being kind to yourself, focus on really making sure that you take care of you during, a bit of a difficult time. The Knight of Pentacles is a really positive card. I really, really like the Suit of Pentacles, but the Ace of Pentacles is actually my favorite card of all. But the Knight of Pentacles is really positive. It's a knight that brings news. It could be that there's a reward, a financial reward that is coming your way. but the Knight of Pentacles is all about working hard. It could be working on your relationship or on your friendship or on a project at work or something. But the Knight of Pentacles, actually enjoys that kind of routine, methodical, meticulous, hard work. He finds sort of a certain satisfaction in that. And he is clarified by the High Priestess, another major arcana card. You can see that there's a shift happening here as well, dear Pisces, because you have 4 major arcana cards. It's significant and it's important. But I mean, the High Priestess is all about connecting with, again, inner spirit. She manifests matter into being because of her like powerful thoughts. She's also about balance. She's also about duality. She's also, all about the subconscious, as I've mentioned before. So it's definitely important to make sure that you are well balanced towards the end of December, because the year of 2021 is going to be another somewhat challenging year, but it's going to be less challenging than 2020. And it's, like I said, important to make sure that you practice self-care. Let's see what energy oracle cards I pulled, and they are action, indecision, and door to romance. Yeah, indecision very much relates to the death and the 4 of Pentacles. Feeling stuck, a little bit of being in limbo. It's very important to make sure that the indecision does not last for a long time, because sometimes being in limbo is worse than making the wrong decision, because if you make the wrong decision, at least you gain experience, perhaps you gain connections, make friends or whatnot, whereas when you have indecision, you basically have nothing and you lose more. The action card is all about staying committed to the task at hand and making sure that you are working on things that are internal. So focusing on kind of inner evaluation of how things are. Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? Where do you want to see yourself in 10 years? It's important to address that now, because 5 years from now, you're going to be 5 years older, and it's going to be even harder to move forward. So it's important to not delay. It's important to address things and continue working on things that are on the inside, as well as things that are maybe on the outside. And of course, there is a opportunity for romance. If you're already in a relationship, it could mean that your relationship is getting stronger. If you're not in a relationship, the door to romance suggests that you may be meeting someone around the holiday season, which is definitely be a wonderful opportunity. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Let's see what answers for angels I pulled. We have ask your angels, success with an exclamation point, and abundance. What a wonderful, I just love it. I just love it. What wonderful answers. So definitely make sure that you communicate and keep your channels open with the divine spirit, with ancestors, with people that are, in the divine world, in the spirit world, because they can impart wisdom. They can impart guidance that is, very important. Now, we also have success with an exclamation point. So it relates to the Knight of Pentacles. Whatever you may be working on, or whatever you're starting to work on in the month of December, it's going to be successful. And also, I mentioned that I spoke to an astrologer. She also kind of supported that, because she said it's important. Whatever you may start in the month of December is actually going to really work out. So make sure to put positive thoughts into your action, and just to kind of be kind kind to yourself. Remember, try and think positive thoughts. As soon as you think a negative thought, focus onto something you know brings you positivity. It could be a memory from the past. It could be a book that made you laugh, a movie that made you laugh. Hold on to that positivity for dear life, if you will, because it will pay off in the long run. The thoughts do manifest into reality, so it is important to make sure that you think positively. And when you think positively, and I think positively, and many of us, that creates a really powerful collective mind. And of course, abundance. It could be abundance. It doesn't necessarily have to be abundance like financially. It could be abundance of attention, abundance of relationships, friends, some sort of a resource that really helps you out. But it's really nice to have. I mean, it's really amazing. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Pisces. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.